Dr. Zemel, we are pleased to welcome you to the Pet Buzz today.
Well, thank you, Dr. Fleck. I'm delighted to be here.
Why are American pets so fat? They're so overweight and so obese. What's that all about? Are we loving them to death?
Exactly. They're fat because we're fat, and for the same reasons, because they don't have to do much to get their food and they have a lot of it.
How can we tell if they are overweight? Is there really just a simple eye test?
Well, actually, there is. Actually, if you go to a vet's office, you'll see a chart on the wall with different shapes, and they call it body condition score. But you can do it yourself just by eyeballing your dog, and seeing if they have almost an hourglass shape, not a full hourglass, a half hourglass. Does their skin conform to what their body ought to, or is it more boxy?
That's really interesting because I have that chart at my office. And if I try to point it out to the pet parents, they just say, "Oh, that's interesting."
Yes. No, nobody wants to admit they're fat or their dog's fat.
Well, the other thing is if we tell them that their dog is fat, they start thinking about themselves. And are we telling them that they're fat too? Sometimes that's a problem.
That is a problem. But the good news is the things that will help your pet will help you too. Go on a walk with your dog.
Humans that are overweight or obese can develop a long list of specific medical conditions like diabetes and joint problems, as well as a few other things. Is that true of dogs too? And what maladies can overweight or obese dogs suffer from?
Absolutely. Obesity or overweight is not a cosmetic problem. It's a medical problem. And we don't care about it because of appearance. We care about it in the case of dogs because it can cause or exacerbate diabetes. It can especially cause joint problems. When you put more weight on those joints, it's just harder, and the dogs will become arthritic earlier, and it will be more painful for them to get up and engage in those nice walks that we hope you'll do with your dog. It also can cause some heart problems, just like with us.
It's just like people think that if you spay your dog, if you remove the uterus and the ovary, they're going to get fat. And that's not necessarily true at all. It's again, just like you say, it depends on us as the pet parent, how we care for them nutritionally.
That is exactly right. And you're doing your dog a favor, and your dog can receive love in ways other than food.
How can we help our dogs lose weight?
Mostly by giving them the right amount of high quality food and making sure that they get activity. They are not meant to lay around the house. They're not meant to be let out in the backyard to relieve themselves and come running back in. They're meant to run and play. Take them to the dog park. Take them on a walk. Enjoy a walk with them. Take them on a longer walk.
Should pet owners be following the guidelines on the dog food bags and serving what is supposed to be appropriate?
The exact measurements?
Right, the serving size or the serving portion.
For most dogs, the answer is yes. Obviously, if your dog is extremely hungry and you see that your dog is losing weight, then you make an appropriate adjustment, just like you would do for yourself. But that is an excellent starting point. And there are some dogs that do well with free feeding. They are in the minority, just like humans.
Am I giving my clients bad advice, the pet parents, if the dog wants to keep eating more, their pet, and I tell them not necessarily to feed more food if they're at a good weight, but maybe go with some green beans and vegetables and things like that?
If they're at a good weight, they simply don't need to eat more. If you want to try giving the dog green beans, that's fine, but dogs didn't evolve to eat green beans. It won't hurt them, but they didn't evolve to eat green beans. You think they want to eat more? Get them outside, get them active. Then they'll earn those extra calories.
What other alternatives are available to pets and their owners to promote weight loss?
There aren't really any drugs currently approved that will promote weight loss in dogs, but there is a supplement. One that I've worked on is called SlimPaws, and it is really quite effective in promoting weight loss. It helps dogs burn more fat in their muscle and store less fat where you don't want it.
So you had a question about SlimPaws.
Is it expensive?
It is not expensive. I'm not involved in pricing, but it is roughly the price of a high quality dog treat.
Oh.
Hey, there you go. SlimPaws. Check it out.
Let me
Look
see.
at it. It's like these heart-shaped little nuggets.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't eat one, but it smells pretty good. It's got blueberries and carrots, chicken, chicory root, coconut, flaxseed oil, all natural ingredients,
You know,
right?
it's good for the teeth too, isn't it, Doc?
Yes, it is. We designed it with a couple of ingredients, particularly that we worked on. Interestingly enough, we developed this for humans before we introduced it to dogs. Once we found that it worked in humans, we said, we wonder if we can get this to work in dogs. And so we had it tested.
I just tested it. It's not bad.
Really?
Yeah.
So how does it work?
So it has a couple of ingredients in it. And what those ingredients, which are naturally occurring,
Okay.
what those ingredients do is activate a system, a natural system in the body that is involved in utilizing fat in skeletal muscle, burning fat in muscle. And so it's encouraging the burning of fat, and it actually inhibits the storage of fat. So the net effect is it's essentially moving fat from storage, where you don't want it, to burning, where it can do some good, which is to support healthy muscle.
Sounds like a great product, but is it safe?
Yes, absolutely. This is not a product that affects the dog's appetite and works on the central nervous system or the brain. This works on metabolism. It utilizes ingredients that actually a dog would eat anyway, a particular vitamin and a particular amino acid, which is a component of protein, but they're put together at specific levels in a specific ratio to achieve these effects.
I'm curious in terms of safety. Were there clinical trials,
Oh,
protocols?
yes. Yes, of course. The individual ingredients have been run through many safety trials in small animals, dogs, and humans. And the data that shows that this product works was run by, at an independent clinical trial at the University of Tennessee, and showed that it was as effective at losing weight, causing weight and fat loss, as calorie restriction was.
What else do pet owners need to do to have their pet, be most effective?
You want to make sure you don't overfeed your dog,
Okay.
give them the product twice a day, and increase the dog's physical activity. Again, don't just let them out in the backyard. Take them for a walk. Take them, if you have a dog park nearby, even if you can't get there every day, working people can't get to a dog park every day. I get it. But a couple of times a week, get them to the dog park where they can run and play with other dogs. They'll burn off some real calories that way.
How much weight can I expect my pet to lose?
Quite a bit. It depends on how overweight they are and what size your pet is. Let's go back to beagles. If we're talking about where a dog the size of a beagle, that maybe is 10 or even 15 pounds overweight, which is a lot for a dog the size of a beagle, you could lose that 10 or 15 pounds easily.
If you follow the program for like a few weeks, I thought it was about 20% of their body weight they could lose.
So we certainly showed that you can lose 20% of your body weight if you are fat enough to warrant losing 20% of your body weight. This is the beauty of this, which is it blocks the storage of excess fat. If you don't have much excess fat, it's not going to make your lean mass go away. You're not going to lose muscle.
Once the dog loses weight, how can I maintain that weight loss? Should I keep giving the supplements?
I recommend that you continue to give the supplement. This is akin to a human being on a weight loss drug. What happens when they achieve their weight loss? Well, we know that when you remove the drug, weight often rebounds. Now, there are some people for whom it does not rebound, but for most people and most pets, the weight will rebound unless you keep doing what you're doing.
Talk to us about the SlimPaws 90-day challenge.
Simply a way of getting people to understand you're not going to see magic happen in 5 days. You're not going to see it for yourself. You're not going to see it for your dog. So you want to give this 90 days to work. And in order to encourage that, the SlimPaws folks have packaged up a 90-day supply at a discounted price.
That gives you 90 days.
Right along
to
with us.
To stick with it.
Yeah.
Because usually by now, most people, they've already eaten pints of ice cream after that, first 2 days of making their resolution. And
Speak for yourself.
Weight can fluctuate a little bit when you're on a weight loss journey, especially if you're doing things that are healthy, like exercise. You may build a little muscle mass, lose a little fat.
Sure.
Over time, the weight will drop. But if you're looking for results in the first week, you're going to be disappointed if all you're doing is standing on the scale. That's true for anything you do, whether it's diet or physical activity or a combination or something like SlimPaws.
Cats are fat too, just like American cat
Maybe even
owners.
more so.
So is there going to be a SlimPaws for cats too coming out soon?
We hope so. That is on the block. We're working on it, but we have to make sure that it works in cats.
Sure.
We will not market something that we have not shown in clinical trial to work.
What about a website? Do you have one?
Simply slimpaws.com, SLIMPAWS.com.
Well, Dr. Zemel, thank you. It was a pleasure, and we will have you back anytime.
Please. What wonderful, great information.
And you were just great.
Thank you.
Thanks for viewing our content on Pet Buzz Plus.